disease, this is a gift. Early assistance. Other things is I just could not see alphabets for the life of me. It was just all alien towards me.
Hey.
Good morning, everyone. Today, we are presenting to you a very special interview. So today, we're going to talk about successful individual with dyslexia. So as you all know, about between 5% to 15% of people in the world is actually diagnosed with dyslexia. But do you know that amongst this percentage, many dyslexic people eventually gave a very huge contribution to the world? For example, Albert Einstein, Steven Spielberg, or even Steve Jobs, who have created the Apple brand that we are using now. And today, we will have another successful people that is going to be our guest today, which is Mr. Captain James Anthony Tan. So let me just give you a very brief success that he has gone through all this while. So basically, Mr. James Tan have started his therapy in the Dyslexia Center since he was 8 years old. And from there, he actually later on became a captain, I believe at the age of 20. And at the age of 21, he break the world record, which is the Guinness World Book of Record for flying solo around the world. So basically, today it's such an honor to have you here, Captain James. How are you?
Hello, Afrina. Thank you so very much for having me in this special moment. And I am very grateful to be invited to this interview. And hi, everyone. James here.
So, Captain James, so how were you diagnosed with dyslexia? How and when did it started actually?
When I was a young little boy, every single day, I was extremely well behaved, but every single day, I was beaten, thrown out of class. The teacher basically left me out to rot. And the reason why my teacher did not put in effort towards me, I can understand in terms of a large scale education system. But for me, even though I didn't do anything wrong, my only hindrance was I was not able to understand what my teacher was teaching me. So I was beaten. Literally, it was become numb, And every single day I come to my class. I think standard 3 was the last time I was in that sort of environment before I went to the Dyslexia Association. And basically, all they did was I came to class. I say, "Good morning, teacher." He will give me 2 hits, pat, pat, and say, "Go and stand in your corner." So basically, the system left me out to rot. But the system did not know why I was rotting.
I see.
So one day, my mother got a phone call because my friends actually told my sister, "See, your brother very funny. Every day go and stand at corner one."
Okay.
So my sister went and called my mom. My mom came, and my mother, which is my absolute hero, she's my gem. My mother and my father, I'm very grateful to have them. My mother came, asked the teacher, "Why is my son at the corner?" The teacher said, "Because he did not understand." Then my mother said, "Okay." She took me. She went to the principal's office and she went to the principal and said, "Bonjour, monsieur. Comment allez-vous? Je personne." She spoke French to him.
Okay.
The principal looked at her like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" Then my mother brought out the rotta and asked, "Am I supposed to hit you now and then send you out to the corner? This is your school's philosophy and I don't want anything to do with it." So she dragged me out, and after lots of hard work, dedication, and of course help with and then help with Dyslexia Association, we were able to overcome it. And it took many years. I think in total, it was 3 years of predicated training, specifically just for reading, of basic comprehension of alphabets. I couldn't read for the life of me.
Yes.
I couldn't spell my name until I was 9 years old. So it was a lot of hard work, dedication from all my teachers, and also love and support from my family. Early intervention, I wouldn't say intervention because this is not a disease, this is a gift. Early assistance.
Early assistance.
Okay.
Yes.
Early assistance to hone our gifts, to excel us in our field is vital. If I went in later, just imagine in terms of my mental perception of what I perceive as reality. If I was later on, let's say 11, 12 years old, every day being beaten up by your teachers, I could have turned violent. I could have turned to a different person. So that's why it's very important to admit, yes, there is a gift with my child, and we need to find the best solution for this gift.
Yeah, so that was the move that your parents actually did, and it literally changed your life and the dyslexia
changed
center
my
as well.
life.
So basically, when you were in school, what were the things that you find it very difficult, the hardest one?
So the first thing was I had horrible coordination. So for the life of me, my walking ability was impaired. My writing ability was impaired. I used to run and just smack my head on the wall all the time. So that was one of the big ones. So coordination was a big issue for me. Other things is I just could not see alphabets for the life of me.
Okay.
It was just all alien towards me. And
so how was your parents and teachers actually involved for you to overcome this? Apart from we have diagnosed it before, and then what was the process afterwards?
It's very important for families, both parents, to accept that their child has a gift. And for me, at the beginning, there was a little bit of an issue. Only at the beginning, but after dedication, discussion, and logical comprehension of the situation, both sides work together. That's a secret ingredient, because when a child needs that loving environment for them to grow like a flower, if they don't have that loving environment, even a plant, if it lives in a toxic environment, it will die. And the child is no different. So anyways, that was the first step that is absolutely necessary. The mother and the father need to accept together, and they need to work together to push the child forward. So the first thing that they handled with me, number one, was actually coordination. So I have a strict belief that the body and the mind is one. You have a strong body, you have a strong mind. They're two of the same. So the first thing we did was coordination. And after coordinational training, they gave me shapes, smell, so touch, smell, hear, see. So it was training my senses. Sensory. Okay. Because before that, my sensory was just all over the place, all over the place. And the third step after doing 1 and 2, and the ultimate, I would say, was focus and vision. Focus, because my mind just couldn't focus. I was like, I need to fly here. I need to fly there. So focus was, what is my direction in my life? What is my direction towards this week? What is my mission? What is my objective? What do I need to do today? And that was the thing that led to my mind to slowly, in time, it takes a long time. It doesn't happen overnight. It happens years and years of continuous repetition and lots of hard work and lots of crying, lots of bashing your heads on the wall. But at the end of it, with these 3 basic steps that my teachers taught me, I was able to hold my skills in. My mom is an important thing that I say, and my father, don't get me wrong, my father as well. My mom literally sacrificed her life so that I could have one. So I really emphasize that.
They have done a great job in raising you until you become who you are now and is able to contribute back to the community. And then, so my next question is that after you go through all those challenges, right, with your schooling, even though you have overcome, how did you actually find the confidence to pursue your passion? Or even how did you find your passion in your pilot, being a pilot?
Okay, so I think it was about 6 years old, if I'm not mistaken, 6, 7, somewhere around there. One thing great about me is I'm not very smart. So one thing about not being smart is once I have something that I want, that's it. This is my singular focus. I'm going to put everything I got into this. And when I was a small little boy, I was heading back to my mother's country. So my mom is British, and we were heading back to the UK. And I was at the airport for the first time in my life. I was like, and I saw the 747 for the first time of my life. You know, she was such a beautiful aircraft, beautiful design, amazing. Then after that, I saw the captain, you know, with his hat, with his 4 bars, his suit. I was like, this guy's good looking.
So stylish.
It was so stylish, sir. Handsome gila. Then after that, in flight, you know, I don't know if it's just a figment of my imagination or it's just something about it, but in flight itself, you know, I saw a red fighter fly 90 degrees up in the air, literally 90 degrees. And after that, I knew, you know, this is for me. That day changed my interest into passion, and I spent the remaining of my life until, I would say, after achieving my mission objective, every single ounce of my body, my soul, my essence was put into that.
Wow. And you have no second thoughts about it. It's all the way to becoming a pilot.
That's it. And I was
really
able
great.
to, and I was able to achieve some remarkable. I'm not trying to blow my own horn here, but with that sense of focus, that sense of, I would say, purpose, I was able to achieve wonders.
I think it's great because you actually know what you want from a very, very young age. Because nowadays, probably even my age, 20 plus, there's a lot of me and my friends who still doesn't know what we should become and all that. But you knew it at a very young age, and such a good job you did, and you had such a confidence.
Afrina?
Yes.
It is an absolute normal experience for people not to know. You know, it's part of the joys of life, part of the progression of it.
Does your dyslexia still impact your life, or how does it make you better, or probably in some things it makes you struggle in some things? How is it in your adult life now?
Okay, so the first thing that I would say is once you reach to one level, more stuff comes, and you go to the next level, it becomes a lot more chaotic. But thankfully, we live in a very advanced society.
Okay.
And a lot of the issues that we have, for instance, spelling, comprehension of grammar. So a lot of things that it would actually impair us in the past is actually able to be assisted. The number one thing is our handphone. You know, our handphone nowadays helps us with our spelling, helps us with our grammar, especially with apps. So I am extremely heavily IT dependent.
Okay.
Because I need a lot of assistance in terms of daily stuff. You know, I cannot write a letter for the life of me. But with additional apps and add-ons to help optimize this task at hand, it becomes a lot easier and it becomes a lot more possible in a sense.
Okay. So it was more towards getting better. Your eventually your dyslexia actually, you overcame it even with the assistance of IT and technology, is it?
So far, what I have found that if number one, I am still absolutely dyslexic.
Yes.
Now there's no way around it. Okay, there's no way around it. I am still dyslexic. But what helps, I would say, reduce the effects of my gifts. The more negative aspects of my gift is, number one, a very good balanced diet. Food is vital. Not too much sugar, not too much salt. Sleep is vital. You must, no matter how busy you are, you need to optimize your time to get at least 6 hours of sleep. No matter what. Okay, no matter what, you gotta get 6 hours. Number three, exercise. And with these three, plus the help of IT, the cluttering inside my mind, the messiness, the chaos can be slightly organized, and it becomes slightly more efficient. I will always spend 1 hour for myself, going for exercises. I promise myself not to drink alcohol. I promise myself not to smoke. These are things that you must set towards your standards towards yourself. And no matter how life gets you, you must maintain it.
So what do you think now that you are very successful and in terms of being dyslexia, that's not all dyslexia is able to actually reach to your point. So what do you think, looking back, what is the main key that makes you successful today, or probably the characteristic that you think you have?
I would say 3 things. One is purpose.
Okay.
Because without purpose, so like you can find purpose by many ways. You don't need to, I would say, this is it, I want to go for it. Purpose can be found in many aspects, going out there, meeting people, doing charity, doing business, going for prayers, all these things can be purpose, but that purpose needs to be engraved in your mind. This is who I am as a person, and what I do with this reflects out towards me. So that's number 1 thing, purpose. This is me. You must be very confident within your own identity. Who am I? And after you have that, it's luck. And luck is labor under correct knowledge. You gotta work. There ain't 2 ways about it. But if you work without processing information, the key towards me is I process information. I want to maximize time, because time is the most expensive aspect in life. You can have R1 billion and then you cannot buy a single second. So you need to optimize the time that you have, and you need to get this time to help as many things as possible, to be as efficient as possible, regardless of the task at hand. And I will say the 3rd thing is love. Honestly, you think I'm gonna sound so tacky here? You think I'm gonna sound all tacky here? But you yourself as a person, willpower just don't last. Some days I just feel like throwing everything, crying, just pulling my hair out. But the love of the people around me, the love of my purpose, the love of my dedication, that love, the love of the people around me makes me go beyond what I think I can achieve. Takes me to the next level. And then I'm sorry to use this word, but I think it's very important, the love for God.
Yes.
You must believe in something higher than yourself. And with that belief, push beyond and believe you're fine.
Yes, I agree with that. Do you have any advice for the young people, probably kids or even people my age who are going through the studying, the school, or even the working life? What would you like to give?
The main advice I would give anyone, regardless of if you're dyslexic or not, to everyone, is you cannot control the environment around you. You drive your car, one day you're gonna crash your car, touch wood, hopefully not. You can react in many ways. You cannot control that environment, but what you can control is your reaction towards that situation. Find the perfect medium for yourself, for focus, no matter the situation. Remain calm, remain collected, and find a solution. Do not lose yourself in hate. Do not lose yourself in anger. Control your soul, control your mind, and embrace love.
Would be applicable to all dyslexics, regarding of age and whatever they are going through. So basically, that's all that we want to ask Mr. Captain James today. Again,
thank you very much for your time.
It's such a wonderful honor to actually have Captain James around.
We're absolutely honored. And thank you so very much.